Hello, it's Pest Perspectives, episode 37. We are live and direct. We've got it all sorted because I didn't know that Safari doesn't work with StreamYard, but we got there, Matt, didn't we?
We did. Last minute, but we got there.
Yeah, thanks for agreeing to come on, Matt, because I had someone pull out and I sent you a message and you answered the back call, the back signal.
Yes, yeah. Well, I know we spoke a while ago about coming on, didn't we? So,
we did.
Yeah.
We did.
But no,
so,
thank you.
Thanks for agreeing. Now, this week we've got on Matt O'Donnell from IX5 Pest Control, another person who's technically kind of local to me over in Northampton this time. See,
right.
That's good to get people on that are local.
Yes, yeah. I know we've almost bumped into each other out and about.
We have.
Near your area doing bee removals and things.
Oh, no, most definitely. So, how did you get into the pest management industry? Did you fall in, or did you want to be in it straight away? Or
no, it's a bit of a, well, I guess, an indirect path, really. I mean, my background, many years ago, I used to work in hospitality, catering, that sort of thing. I thought I'd better do something a little bit more sensible after quite a few years in that. So I got myself as a chartered environmental health, as an environmental health practitioner at that time, environmental health officer. Spent many years working in local government. And then in around 2017, 2018, many years ago, I used to run a small business. I ran a pub restaurant for a couple of years. And around about 2017, 2018, I just fancied having a little sideline alongside my local government role. Fancied running a small business again. And I was looking for the sort of thing I could run alongside my local government work. And pest control seemed a good fit. Just sort of, there's a big demand evenings and weekends and things like that. Obviously, I was working primarily as a local government officer, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, sort of. It just seemed a good fit. So I sort of tested the water a little bit and, sort of grown from there, really. So I ran the business part-time alongside my full-time local government job for a few years. In 2022, so 3 years ago, I took the jump out of local government and went full-time in the business. And it's grown from there, really.
Oh, that's good. Was it taking that step from part-time to full-time? Was that jump a little bit scary? Because did you build it up to a point where you thought you'd be all right? Was it like that?
I knew the business was in a position where it needed more of my time anyway. For various reasons, I think I'd really seen enough of local government in Northamptonshire. All the councils merged into two large councils.
Did I?
Knew when that was on the cards, I never really wanted to be part of that because you become a smaller cog in a bigger machine. So I had the business as a sort of plan B. And I gave Unitary a go. Didn't particularly like what I was seeing in local government. We'd been through lots of some things anyway. There were lots of changes. And I really decided at that point that it was time to get out of local government and chance it going full time in my own business. I was tested it, but
that's fair play. Unilateral. Rutland's having that at the minute. We're not happy.
No,
but let's not get into politics. But it sounds like you went through it voluntarily. Well, they did it automatically. Sounds like
yes, it was on the verge of bankruptcy.
Oh, fair enough.
Council was, and the government gave them an option of going unitary with either, anywhere between 1 and 3 councils. 1 and 3 not being an option. So really, the government were telling us that there'd got to be 2 unitary authorities in the county. So it was sort of forced on us. So,
fair enough.
Fair enough.
But no, it's a nice story. So with IX5, why IX5?
Well, a number of reasons. at the time, I hadn't realised BMW actually had an X5, because cars and vehicles don't bother me at all.
Okay.
So I really, the main drivers were, I wanted something that stood out a little bit, rather than, say, I don't know, John Smith Pest Control or Countryside Pest Control, or a lot of the generic type names out there. I wanted something that stood out. The primary driver, though, I wanted a very short web domain and a very short email address.
Well, you tell you what, you've got it in one there. It's not. I understand what you're saying, because even with Open Pest Control, it is quite generic, whereas yours is IX5. It's different. So it's like you know when the big nationals go through, or able go through, and they put like Northampton Pest Control, Corby Pest Control. They can't do it, can they?
Absolutely.
They can't.
No,
they can't. So it's good from that perspective, isn't it? It is.
But one thing I did, and I would recommend everybody does, as soon as I realised, I actually bought the web domain. It was only afterwards that I realised, shortly afterwards, that I realised BMW had an X5 model, and they were prototyping or rolling out a iX5 model. So that, but they'd already trademarked iX5. So when I realised that, I thought, right, I better get on this. So I actually trademarked iX5 Pest Control. And for the sake of £700, I would recommend anybody out there, doesn't matter what business you run, what you're doing, get your logo and your name trademarked.
You done the right thing there. You did. Yeah. I bet you now there's not many people in pest control in UK that have done a trademark like that in that way. I guarantee that probably 2% of companies probably have, and a lot of them will be the big boys as well.
Yes, yeah. Well, I know there are at least a couple of companies that have identical names, and two of them have very similar logos as well with the same name. And you're in dangerous territory, because if one of you goes and gets trademarked before the other one, then there was a load of kerfuffle a while ago, weren't they, on the forums about two companies that went to court in the end. We won't mention it, but that situation would have stopped it, wouldn't it? Yes, absolutely. If you've got it trademarked, you're protected.
Well, you definitely are. You definitely are. So, with obviously your background in, I looked it up. You've actually got a degree in, what's it called? Where was it?
I've got an undergrad degree in environmental health.
There it is. I've got a chartered environmental health practitioners with a master's degree in public health diploma. Damn, mate.
Done a few qualifications in my time. So I've got an undergrad degree in environmental health. I then went.
Did you ever do EHOing? Did you ever go and food places? Is that what you was?
Yes, I spent around about 15 years or so in local government doing food hygiene inspections, health and safety inspections. We have the same powers as HSE inspectors in local government. Okay. Enforcement is split. Different businesses are enforced by the local government or the HSE. Used to do private sector housing as well. So, various things, public health work. But I spent a lot of time working in and with food businesses, which is a great grounding for pest control.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, when you said local government, I didn't grasp that you were an EHO to start with.
Yeah.
So what was it like being an EHO? Were you the enemy? Because a lot of people I hear, because some of the places I obviously go to, they're good, but one of the chefs says to me, when the EHO's in the area, we all ring round each other to let them know. Apparently the one round here, when they turn up to a load of them. They go that same day. So
I mean, they'll all have their own inspection frequency for each different business. It may be if you're in the same area, you will go and inspect them the same day or whatever. But no, we used to try and EHOs do try and work with businesses. Ultimately, we're there to verify that the business is operating safely. Exactly. And if they've got controls in place, they've got absolutely nothing to worry about. So a lot of businesses used to welcome our visits because it's reassurance they're doing all the right things. It was the performing businesses, or those that don't comply with what they're supposed to, that are the ones that may see you as a threat or the enemy or whatever else. But the role is to protect public health ultimately. So we're acting on public behalf, really.
Well, no, it definitely is. I mean, I've never come across the EHO on any of my visits. I think my dad had to speak to one once, but it was a disagreement between a place we do a contract for and the farmer.
Right.
The farmer was moaning about rats on his land, but we were doing everything we were meant to be doing. But I think the farmer was trying to get us to help his side, and we wouldn't be allowed to now because that would be deemed an open field. That would be, and that food business isn't his building, so he wouldn't be allowed to do anything on that front. Right. But no, there was no issue because I don't know what he was after. He was trying to get something out of us, but he reported us to the EHO, and they come out and checked everything, and they said that no, they're doing a good job. So,
We're there to work with businesses. Yes,
exactly.
You can use if they're not doing what they should be or whatever else. But a good business will want to do the right things and will want to work with you.
Oh no, it's definitely true, because it's like I said to most people, it says I put these recommendations down here. Whether you take them or not is not up to me. But I said, absolutely, if you get an inspection, an EHO or auditor, because we do a task site as well. If you don't do the recommendations, it's on you, because they'll be saying, well, he's wrote this down. Absolutely. Why haven't you done it? I said, it's not down to me. It's down to yourself. I can only recommend. Yeah. But I says, they do read stuff like that. If I've recommended something and you don't do it, they'll ask. They will.
And you're absolutely right there. The content that you put on your visit reports is key, isn't it? All that information. Advice business on hygiene or cleaning the bins, whatever it is, keeping areas tidy, whatever. It's all relevant.
It's always mystified me about, I don't know whether you can clear this up because you're in that field. Well, obviously, you still do courses and that for them.
Yes.
When it comes to fly machines, you don't legally need a fly machine, do you?
As in electronic fly killers?
In a food business. Because I've had them, but I said to the customer, you really need one. But I says, the EHO probably won't say anything because you haven't got a fly problem. But when you've got a fly problem, then it would be, why haven't you got a fly machine? Is that correct?
Yes. It's generally it's a recommendation that have them or fly screens or whatever else.
Yeah.
We could only take enforcement action if we walked into a food business and they hadn't got one, for example, or they hadn't got fly screens, and there's evidence of a fly problem in there.
Yeah.
But until that point, it's only a recommendation we can make.
So got it right then, because I said it's not a problem until it's a problem.
Absolutely.
Basically.
Manage it in other ways, that's fine. Get a fly screen, keep the doors and windows closed, whatever it is.
None of them do. You know that when you're gone, they chuck that back door open.
Absolutely.
But they have got chains, to be fair. They have, but I just thought I'd ask you that one because I didn't know what the actual thing was on it, because I do try and sell fly machines, but they always buy these. I hate to say it, they buy them £50 ones. I mean, we could buy a decent one, but then I'm not the best salesman in the world, so I try. I do.
A technique in itself, isn't it? Selling.
It is. They teach you to be a pest controller, but they don't teach you how to sell unless you work for a big national, and they usually teach you how to sell because they want to make more upsells all the time. They do.
And really, that's what we should all be learning from that, shouldn't we?
Yeah, exactly. It has been a thing I talked about on the Beauties and Beasties when I went on there about the dead animals episode. Yeah, and he mentioned how I got into it, and because when I first got into pest control, working with my dad, I was terrible at talking to customers. I wasn't confident at all, and now I'm very confident. I am.
One way in lots of areas, haven't you?
Well, I try. I do.
Yeah,
I do. I try anyway. I do.
Well, we can all do.
We can. So when you built up to a level where you could give up your local government role, was it just you on the tools? Was it just you yourself dealing with the whole business, or did you have someone to to help you as well? Or
it was just me, but at that point, I decided that I was going to focus on business growth and growing the business. So I knew fairly quickly after that I was going to be bringing other people into the team.
Okay.
Yeah. So very shortly after that, I took on a commercial unit. So we've got office space, warehouse, and here and everything.
That's pretty fast, to be fair. That is to get a commercial premises. That's pretty fast. That is. So.
Well, the thing is, if you want to grow your business, you've got to get the foundations in place, haven't you? And if I wanted to employ people, I had to have somewhere for them to be based. So somewhere for somebody to sit and do admin, somewhere to store all the kit and everything else. I'd outgrown my storage capacity at home, and I didn't really want people coming round to home, sitting there working or whatever anyway. So I thought, if I take on a commercial unit, we've got room to grow the business from there. So it's all about those foundations.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is. I mean, obviously, we haven't grown to the point where we're basically all. It's me and my dad. We're both family, but I might eventually grow. When I fully take over, I may grow it to a point where I need staff. So that it might that'd be different then. But yeah, no, that's a fair enough,
isn't it? Business growth really intrigues me because we all have different perspectives on what we want from our businesses. Some people are happy just staying as a one-man band, just earning a good salary from what they do. Other people want to grow, and there's nothing wrong with any of it.
No, exactly. I mean, obviously in my lifetime, I would like to grow a bit, but I mean when I'm actually the head honcho proper. I know it says director, and most of what I say goes basically, but almost. I got the website. You see?
Really, you did. Yeah. And PPE, logoed workwear. No.
Well, yeah, we had that already. We did. Yeah, no, we had that for quite a long time. I just ordered some more stuff. I have. That's all. Yeah, no, we had that for quite a while because it doesn't look right if you wear normal clothes. You should wear something with a logo on. Then you look professional. You do.
You've got to get your branding out there. It's all about getting in people's face, isn't it, with your branding and everything?
Oh, it definitely is. It's
brand awareness. And with that, they'll come to you when they need you.
Yeah, especially with that smiley wasp on our van.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you've never. You seen it once, didn't you? You rang the number. It was my dad. You got through to the wrong person. You got through to the wrong person.
I did.
He don't know anyone. My dad said, "Oh, you want Sean? Probably." He knows everyone.
Yeah, I did the same with Elliot last week. Elliot Mokes.
Did you?
I was heading into Leicester last Friday evening.
Yeah.
I saw him driving out in his van.
Yeah.
He was driving the other way, so I called him because I had a bit of contact with Elliot over the last few months.
Yeah.
So, I always try with other local pesties and everybody. There's enough business out there for all of us.
Definitely.
Get on with everybody, really.
I met him a month or two ago. I was on the roundabout going through Oakham, and he was ringing me, and I says, I was behind his van, and I says, "Do you want to meet?" And he says, "Yeah, we'll pull into the co-op car park." And I met him, shook his hand, and all that. Yeah, it's a nice bloke. He is.
Yes, yeah, he is.
He's into the bee removals like yourself.
He's started them now, hasn't he? Yeah. This year, I think, didn't he?
You say sorry?
I think he started doing them this year, didn't he?
What? This was his first year?
I might be wrong on that.
But, no, I think he's been doing them a couple of years now.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
That's a good strand to the business.
Well, he did it because he told me, he says he looked for an area, which is what he said you should do in most businesses, where you look for an area that other pest controllers ain't doing and then you do that, and you can help. It helped him grow. Well, he's by himself, but it helped him give him a good flow of work where other pest controllers that don't do bee removal would recommend him. So that's kind of why he did it.
It's good specialist areas, isn't it?
It is.
No.
It is. So talking about bee removal, how did you get into that? Were you like a beekeeper already, or was it something that just fascinated you?
Yeah, well, I started keeping bees around probably just before I got into pest control, shortly before.
Okay.
And almost as soon as I started getting into pest control, I realised there was a big gap in the market around here. There was nobody else doing it at that time. I started very early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really how I got into it. So started keeping bees, and then it was a perfect adjunct to the business. And really, it's just grown a bit of a monster over the last few years. Year on year on year, we get far more inquiries than we can actually service, to the point where we can't even keep up with inquiries on the phone and emails at peak season. It goes absolutely crazy, and that's pretty much without any sort of targeted advertising or anything.
So when you overflow, do you try and pass the work over to someone else?
No, I just try and do it all.
No, right. I mean, when you can't do it, do you?
With bee removals, some of the work falls away anyway. So you'll get an initial inquiry from somebody panicking that they've got bees in the building and bees have just arrived or whatever.
Okay.
But within a day or two, those bees might move on.
Yeah.
They might disappear off out. They might decide the chimney or wherever they moved into wasn't for them. So an initial inquiry might drop away from that. It may be homeowners don't consider it such a problem once the bees settle in and stop causing chaos down in the habitable rooms or whatever. Some homeowners choose to live with them. With bee removal work, we always try and set the scene for customers from the outset, from the initial first point of contact. We try to set the scene that getting bees out of buildings is major work, and with that, it is not cheap work.
Yeah.
So obviously, instantly that will rule some people out, and we've actually got on the website about the prices of sort of bee removals and things like that. This year, we've gone a bit bolder with our pricing and stuff.
Did that help stop people calling, the ones that probably couldn't afford it? Did that stop them ringing?
I think we only did that. I did a blog or an article, a webpage quite late this bee season, really. So we haven't really gained much from that. But next year, hopefully we can point people to that initial point of contact, or they'll go there first. Yeah. And it just sets the scene. It's not to absolutely rule anybody out, because we will always have a conversation with somebody and give them advice, no matter whether they can afford to use us or not.
Yeah.
But with bee removals, there are big risks in it. There are lots of expenses in it, scaffold and bringing in building team and reinstatement works and things like that. So there is a fairly hefty price tag by comparison to routine day-to-day sort of pest control work.
Yeah, definitely, even compared to a wasp nest. Definitely.
Absolutely. So setting that scene at the outset can sort of filter some people out, I suppose, that know that they simply cannot or don't want to afford it. And gradually, as you go through the process, we go and do a survey, and we charge for a survey. We offset that. If they go ahead with the work, we discount the cost of the survey off the final job. Okay. But even just using the survey fee filters some people out, because if they don't want to or can't afford to pay for a survey, again, that sort of filters out. And I don't mean that in a crude way, but that sort of filters more people out. So as you get further and further down the line, the work gradually drops away to a smaller proportion of good quality customers that we will work with to get bees out of their building.
Okay. No, I just wondered how it worked, because I remember sometimes everyone gets them. When the bees start moving, you get calls saying, I've got a wasp swarm. No, you ain't got a bee swarm.
Yes.
And most of them, I just say leave them. They'll be fine. But I says, if you need help, because I recommend Elliot. I do. I got him a lot of work this year, but I said, like, a few people have rang recently, but everyone stopped doing bees now. But it says they have.
Yeah, and this is one of the issues. It's only when people want to start using their fire, they suddenly remember, oh, I've got bees in the chimney, I need to get something sorted.
Yeah.
And it's too late in the season, really, to get them out.
Yeah, it is. It's but like, we sometimes get them where they go, because we always put now on the app. We put when we do wasp nests, if you're not sure, take a photo or video and send it to us, because if we turn up and they are not wasp, like you say, you'll be paying a call out fee, and then I'll be leaving without doing any work because we don't do bees.
Yeah,
we don't.
That's fair enough.
Because we will send it for free if they send the pictures and videos.
Yeah,
we will send it. But if they say, "Oh, what?" No, they're definitely wasps. Then, but we learned our lesson. We did more last year. We had a couple of them, and I was like, "You're joking." The minute he said they're up there on that chimney, I was like,
"It's bees.
They're bees, mate."
You know
so we changed it this year. So we made everyone aware that we're now charging because it can cost you too much in wasted time.
It's your time and your money and getting there, isn't it? And your expertise telling them what it is and giving
exactly.
Advice,
They're like, "How did you know that?" I says, "I know." I says, "I know what bees look like." I says, "Bees, 99% of the time, it is bees." Yeah. I says, "If you look," I says to the customers a lot of the time, "if you look at their legs, they have legs and they hang down."
Absolutely.
And because sometimes when I can't see that great, what I do is get my phone out.
Yeah.
I take a video.
Yes.
And you watch the video, and even if it's not the best quality, you can see the legs hanging down, and that's when you know.
Yeah, it's one good way. A drone is the other good way. Getting a drone up there.
Yeah, I've not got one of them. It'd be great for you because I know Martin Belcher, who's on MPTA. He does bee removals, and he's got one of them drones.
Oh, they could. Yeah,
he sends me some videos sometimes, some of his surveys. He does. It looks cool. Honestly, it looks cool to use a drone.
You can tell at ground level, though, can't you? From the time of year, the activity, everything else, that they're bees. No.
You can, because I always make a joke with a lot of customers saying, "I think someone's been watching too much Disney." They laugh. What, Winnie the Pooh? I said, because they make their bee look like a wasp, don't they? In colour, it's bright yellow.
Yeah.
I says, well, that's not a bee. They're quite dull in colour. They are.
Yeah.
But they always laugh when I bring up the Disney thing. They said, "Oh, you are right." I don't know if Disney still do that. I'm going about Winnie the Pooh from many, many years ago. I am. But yeah, it's so with it. See, I was due to have Clive on. I had him on, but I deleted the podcast because we had about 15 minutes, and he was on site. Yeah. And the signal was terrible. So could you tell me how you do a bee removal, please? Because I have no idea how it works. I don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it starts with a survey, because the survey is the time where you go and you look at the building, work out exactly where the bees are in that building, whether it's wall cavity, roof void, chimney, or whatever. You look at the structure of the building from inside and out.
Okay.
Talk to the customer about how long the bees have been there. If I'm not confident in what the customer tells me, because customers very often are a little bit economical with the truth, or intentionally or otherwise, they may forget how long the bees have been there. So we usually do some intrusive investigations as well, where we can act. So actually drilling in around where the bees are, getting in cameras in, things like that, working out exactly where the bees are, exactly how much comb is in there. Okay. We also very often, if we're not sure, sometimes pop and have a chat with the neighbours as well, and just say, "Oh, bees in the chimney there. How long have you lived here?" Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Have been there, and neighbours are very often much more honest than homeowners or occupiers.
Oh, they will be. Yeah, you're right there.
Yeah. So having a chat with a neighbour is always a good idea if you can. Yeah. So from the survey, we usually take drone footage as well if we need to, if it's up high or whatever else, because then we can pop that over to scaffolders and builders for quoting purposes. So we come away, we'll look at all the information we gathered. We'll then work up a strategy for the removal. So what equipment we need, which section of, I don't know, brickwork or plasterboard, whatever it is we're dealing with, that we've got to dismantle or open up.
Yeah.
For each year a honeybee colony has been in a building, whether it's in a chimney flue, wall cavity, or whatever else, they will draw around about a foot to a foot and a half, square foot or a square foot and a half of comb for each year. So if you've got a colony, it's been in a chimney for, say, 5 years, know very roughly you're looking at probably 5 feet of comb down the depth of the flue.
Wow.
There's a very rough ballpark. Obviously, various things can affect that, but it's a general rule. So once we've got all that information, we get a quote from scaffolders. We get a quote from we work closely with a multi-trade company who can provide flat roofers, builders, plasterers, whatever we need to carry out the works with us and do the reinstatement.
One question. So if the people want the work doing, and you have builders, but you need bricks removing, aren't the builders scared to take the bricks off, or do you give them a bee suit to put on while they're doing the work?
No.
How does it work?
Well, it depends. I mean, some brickwork, I'll do a little bit of brickwork myself, but I'm not.
Okay.
So I will only take out, if it's only a small section of brickwork that I know I can reinstate tidily, I'll do that. But no, all the companies we work with, the scaffolders and the building company that we use, the multi-trade company, briefing sheet that we give them. So if ever they've got anybody new coming to work with us on bees, then they have a briefing sheet of how to work safely around bees and what our safe methods are and things like that. We always provide PPE. So whenever scaffolding is going up on a job, I always go along while the scaffolders are there. Partly to make sure the scaffold is to the right design, in the right place and everything else. Partly to make sure the customer's happy with everything that's going on and just play that game a little bit. And also to make sure the scaffolders are safe, and if they need it, we always have bee suits in the van for them at that time.
Okay, I just thought I'd ask, that's all, because I did wonder.
We always provide PPE for anybody that comes to work with us. As I say, we've got documented safe systems for all contractors that come on board. And then, from there, we work up a proposal and a quote. We set out a long document that sets out what we're going to do about getting the bees out for the customer, how we're going to do it, and the costs involved. And obviously, we get that over to them, and it's simply up to them from there whether they want to go ahead or not. So, if a customer wants to provide their own scaffold or their own builder, again, we would work with their nominated contacts, as long as the scaffold is safe and legal. So,
I've seen some dodgy ones. I'll send you a photo later if I can find it. My dad went up to a wasp nest in an inaccessible place once. My heart was in my mouth. I don't do ladders, not to that degree.
I've got a picture of scaffold that I'll send you. It's probably on your doorstep almost. Home this wooden one.
Wow, wooden.
Me to remove bees from a building once a few years ago, and he said, I'll sort the scaffold. He phoned me up a couple of months later and said, I've sorted all the access map. I said, well, can you send me a picture so I can see what it is? He built a platform over his garage roof. I said, no way. So I walked away from that. But,
definitely.
And I make this clear to customers from the outset. We will only take on bee removal or any other work if we can do it safely. So we've started doing a lot of solar panel work recently. Solar panel proofing, things like that. And again, I'm not going to put myself on somebody's roof without the scaffold around it to save them a few quid. Why would I do that? I will only do it if we can do it safely.
Stuff I see. Just jump up on the ladder. I see people walking on roof tiles. One slip, your life's over.
Absolutely.
You'd be lucky to survive. You would.
Why would I put my life at risk to save my customer a few quid? I wouldn't do it.
Exactly, but am I wrong or am I right? What I've heard is, if someone's doing some work at your house, and if they were to fall off and die or hurt themselves, it's the homeowner's fault for not checking. Is that not right, or is it? I've heard something about that on LinkedIn. It was. Yeah,
this is the difference between civil legislation and criminal criminal law. The HSE, if it's a domestic property, the HSE have powers to take action against people working on domestic properties. With regard to homeowners, I suppose the employer would have a civil claim against possibly have a civil claim against the homeowner. I'm not sure.
Oh, just something I read it. I didn't know if it was true. But you've not really heard of it, so that's fine. I know not to believe it now. I thought it was a bit far fetched.
Criminal law, I know a lot more about rather than civil cases. But
But no, where were we? Sorry. Oh, God, I derailed that.
And B quotes.
That was it. And you were saying that you let the customer sometimes do the scaffolding as long as it's safe. You make sure everything's
Absolutely
up to the standard.
Yeah, if they've got a contact that they know they can get scaffold cheap or whatever, as long as it's safe and legal, we'll just take care of the bee removal side of it and not worry about the scaffolder or not worry about the building reinstatement or whatever if they want to arrange that themselves.
Yeah.
Otherwise, most customers really want a turnkey solution though. They're happy to have us as one point of contact to organise the whole job.
Do you do like when it because obviously with scaffolding, it's not a cheap process because they can name their price these days, it seems. Do you take X amount of fee up front, or do you take it all up front for the whole job? Or what do you do like that? Do you...
all bee removal work and other high value work, we take always require 40% payment up front.
Okay.
So 40% at the time we confirm a date, once the customer comes back and says, yes, I accept your quote.
Yeah.
That time we will agree a date with them and scaffolders or builders or whatever. Once we agree a date, we then invoice them for 40% of the job cost.
Okay.
And that's one of our terms of business.
Yeah. I just wondered that was all because obviously scaffolding is not cheap.
Well, no. And
I was once at Killjoy, not this year, it was last year.
Yeah.
And there was a scenario on one of the tables they were given. And they were on about, say, it was an inaccessible wasp nest in 2025 and no Vicam.
Right.
So the price they come up with, I couldn't believe it how much they thought scaffolding cost. Yeah. Everyone was like, have you not hired scaffolding before? And they were like, scaffolding's anywhere from £400 to £800. And they were looking, they were looking gone out.
Absolutely.
Everyone went, we know which tables never hired scaffolding before.
Well, you imagine building a platform around a chimney as well.
Oh, exactly. It's not cheap.
No. But yeah, I mean, I try and do everything in the business to protect the business as much as I can to prevent things going wrong. So things like 40% deposit, to me, it's just sensible business.
It is.
We do the same with commercial contracts. All our commercial contracts, basically, we do business on our terms. And if people don't want to work to our terms, we'll have a conversation with them about what they think is fair and reasonable. But all our commercial contracts, we charge quarterly up front, quarterly in advance.
Yeah.
So that way, we get to the end of the quarter, we invoice them for the next quarter. And if they don't pay, we can, in theory, just stop going and we're not out of pocket. So we set the business up to try and safeguard ourselves against all these sort of risks as much as we can.
No, you are right. You are. It's, we if we can, we usually do. We get this a lot where we can get a year up front or 6 months in front. We do. We had someone recently that we've moved all the kit from. It's not nice. It's not nice when you have to take someone to a small claims court, but most of the time that's enough to get them to give you money.
Absolutely,
it is.
Yeah, I mean we've had to go down that route 2 or 3 times, but usually people pay up as soon as they get either the final letter saying you're going to put it into the small claims court, or once they get the court papers.
Yeah. But it's just a bit crap bit of business, but we try and keep it. We say 6 months and then 6 months or a year up front.
Well, it's about pricing your exposure, isn't it? Your risks, because you don't want to get taken for 6 or 12 months worth of work, do you?
I mean, we've got old customers where we allow monthly, right? Yeah. And that's people that we've had for years, and that they always pay. They do, but not many people we let do that. We don't.
No, but from talking to other pest controllers, a lot of people invoice quarterly in arrears. So they'll do 3 months worth of work, and then they'll invoice for that 3 months worth of work at the end of the 3 months.
I'd never do that. I wouldn't trust.
Well, no, and then another few weeks after that, or maybe a month after that, or even if you're on 30 or 60 or 90-day terms, you might not get your money for another month or 2 months or 3 months, by which time you've incurred another 3 months worth of debt with that company.
Exactly. But we try to. You sometimes you think you're doing the right thing, but then we've learned now. That's not happening again. That's not.
Yeah,
That's not.
Always the jobs where you're doing somebody a favour, isn't it? Where you come unstuck.
It is. It was one of them where we chucked in a kill off thing.
Yeah.
Not, but got to stop being too nice and giving, it's when you think you're doing them a favour. But it is.
It's difficult though, isn't it? Because you want to help people. My natural instinct is to try and help people.
It is, but we learnt on that one, but we did. So, where are we? So, is that all of bee removal? How do you actually remove the cone and stuff like that? How does that work? Do you have to calm the bees down with that steam, or don't you do that? I just watch videos. I do.
A lot of people will use smoke. I don't, because yet again, it's introducing another risk that you don't know. And particularly, you imagine thatched roof or anything like that. You're up there, smoker and embers and all the rest of it. It's just something we don't do. So sometimes we will use a bee vacuum. Most of the time we don't. We simply cut the comb out. If we need to reduce the numbers of flying bees for public safety reasons or to get access to the comb, we'll use a bee vac. But many jobs we don't do that. So what we do, once we've opened, say, a section in a wall or whatever it is, you open up all the wall section, expose all the comb. And then from there, you really want to be working outside in and top and bottom down, because bees generally have a tendency to migrate up into dark spaces. Or sideways into dark spaces. So if you can move it in gradually, so you're working from the outsides in, and try and prevent them migrating up at the same time, either proofing up above or whatever else, try and stop them migrating up if there's a cavity up. And basically just cut out sections of comb. And you can talk to different bee removers, and I'm sure we all do it slightly differently. Different people have their own preferred ways of working, but that works for us. And what we do, a lot of the comb with honey in gets put into buckets for recycling. We never use the honey from removals. I believe there are people out there that do use the honey. Being a food officer, food hygiene inspector, EHO, I have concerns over that, over chemical, physical and biological contamination of that. But my personal view is you probably shouldn't be doing that. But we all make our own decisions on a lot of this stuff. It's not something I recommend. So we recycle some of the comb. And what we do, once you get towards the center of a bee colony, you get brood comb. So that's where the queen is laying her eggs, and you get the larvae in there. So when we get down to the brood comb, we cut out sections of brood comb, transfer that into frames in a hive adjacent to where we're working, suspended with rubber bands or string in some cases, usually rubber bands. And that goes into a hive adjacent to where we're working. So once we've got all the comb out, you've got brood comb in the hive. As I say, sometimes we'll vacuum bees, sometimes we won't. But basically, once you've got all the comb out, you clean up the cavity and you try and get that hive as close to the original entrance as you can, because then through the course of the rest of the day, you have to leave that hive on site until dusk, which midsummer is about 10 o'clock at night. You go back, and by that time, if the plan has gone accordingly, all the bees are in the hive, and you simply close up the entrance to the hive, take them away. Most cases, we go back the following day and carry out the reinstatement. But again, it's each case on its own merits. It depends, obviously, if it looks like it's going to rain and it's a flat roof or whatever, we might do it the same day. But in many jobs, we go back the following day and carry out the reinstatement works. So,
thanks for that. So you cut it out. So on the walls, say a chimney, do you get any bits of honey on them? How do you get that off? Or
I mean, with the best will in the world, very often you won't get everything off. I mean, there are various techniques for cleaning.
Do you sometimes get wasps coming in to clean it all off for you?
Yeah, certainly.
Local wasps.
Midsummer onwards, absolutely. So wasps started robbing really early in the season. Usually it's more towards the autumn time, but you will get lots of wasps. They detect all the honey there. There's sweet odors in the air. And you can get loads and loads of wasp activity, which in some ways can help clean up.
Yeah. Okay.
What we'll do is scrape down as best we can. We'll wash down, obviously depending on the materials we're working with, but usually washing down with a biocide as well to try and remove all trace odors and things. But one of the key things with a bee removal is considering from the start what you're going to do about stopping bees getting back into the same location next year. Because bees are pretty good at working out where previous colonies have lived.
Do they, even when you've removed it?
If you don't carry out proofing properly, they will, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so they know that a hive's been there?
Yeah, I mean, usually they can detect the trace odors from previous colonies. Or in cases, we don't eradicate colonies, but where some pest controllers do eradicate colonies, they leave the entrance open. Obviously, all the bees die off. The comb is still in there, so bees are attracted straight back into that comb.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can't clean up properly, which you can't with some building materials, there will be odors there that will linger until the following year. So proofing is really important, because what you don't want is same customer having same problem in the same location.
So what do? Do you use them stack things where the air can get back out still, or do you have to seal it up? No. How do you do it?
It depends on where the bees are. Now, if it's just if it's a hole in a brick wall, just a single hole, and the rest of the wall is absolutely sound, simply proofing that hole up doesn't matter that there's still a cavity inside. If that hole is filled, then that will stop bees getting back in. Usually what we do, though, we try and do two approaches. So we will try and proof the outside to stop bees getting back in, but also where we can and where it's safe and we're not going to cause ancillary problems with, say, damp or whatever else in a building, we'll fill the void as well. So just for example, a cavity wall, instead of leaving it as a cavity, you can pack it out with insulation. And by removing the void, even if the entrance hole is still there, the bees can get in the entrance, but there's nowhere to go. So so usually where we can, we do a combination of both. But yeah, air brick covers, all those sorts of different techniques.
So you like heights as well, then?
No, I hate heights.
What? I've seen you on some of these video pictures, and you're up high, or are you just thinking about the money? Is that why you're all right?
Yes, isn't it? And the pound notes motivate you, don't they?
A few people that do bees said to me, "I hate heights." I was like, "Well, what?" He says, "I like doing bees." I was like, "What?"
But do you know what, Sean? If you plan it, if you get training, so we've done some rope access training and things like that. In fact, Gareth is on rope access training tomorrow. Yeah, Matt and my other colleague, who's also called Matt, and I went on rope access training earlier this year. So we know how to access some locations safely with ropes, harnesses, things like that. I wouldn't have got some of the guys do rope access, bird netting and things like that, dangling off the side of buildings. But even just working safely on roofs with scaffold, if I'm up on the apex, I've got rope harness onto a secure point, things like that, to stop me tumbling off the other side or whatever. So there are safe ways you can do it. And as long as I know I've planned it safely and risk assessed it and everything else, I'm okay. I can deal with the fear of working at heights.
Oh, that's fair enough. It's not. Yeah.
But yeah, you ought to go. There's a good place to go and do roof work training, working on roofs safely.
What is it called? Getting over your fear as well.
Well, yes, really, really good venue up in Swaddling Coat, where you can learn how to work on roofs safely.
Can you?
Yeah, really good training. Well worth doing if you're even just get over some fears and things.
Well, people that listen and watch can hear this as well. Obviously, they can.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Thanks for explaining it, because Clive was meant to come on, but he didn't happen. But I'm sure I'll get him on at some point. I will.
No,
thanks.
He's a good guy. So? Clive's always happy to talk. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know he's a busy guy. He just said he'll let me know when he's free. So his seasons are over now. So
I'm going to say Clive will be sitting at home with his feet up now, because the bee season.
He will be. He may watch this. I don't know if he watches this, but
he'll be sitting at home. Yeah, he'll be spitting feathers when he hears us say this.
Yeah, he will. Well, I might see it. He'll be like, "Oh, I seen your podcast last night. You were talking about me." But because you also do for something that's very different. I don't see many other pest controllers do this, or any environmental pest firms, because of your EHO background experience. I see that you do training for EHOs. Is that correct? You do courses for them.
Yes,
that's unique. Unique, I tell you, that is.
Well, it's a bespoke course specifically for environmental health practitioners. The only course in the UK that I'm aware of. I put it together, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And it's just something that we do several training courses each year, usually to local authorities, or local authorities have their food officers, usually within a county, have what's called a food liaison group, where the various local authorities, I mean, we used to have 7 local authorities in Northamptonshire. We used to have a food liaison group, and they coordinate all the food inspection activity, things like that, CPD training and stuff. So it's something that I do several times a year. I advertise it, and local authorities can either pay for the course for their officers. So we've delivered it to quite a few places now, down in Kent, some of the London boroughs, Cambridge, Warwickshire. I mean, I'll go anywhere and deliver the training, and it's very, very well received. EHOs really do. We get some fantastic feedback at the end of the day, and they really do benefit from it.
I'm pleased to hear, because I don't know. I just hear what people say on different podcasts, but I believe that you could probably clear this up, whether it's different now. Yeah. I hear that when you train to become an EHO, there's like a day or 2, if that, on pest control. It's really basic. Yeah. Is that right or not? Is it really?
It is. I mean, I can't remember exactly how much, but when I went and did my undergrad degree, which is quite a few years ago, we had I think it was a couple of modules on pest control in the first year. Obviously, pests do feature throughout the course in various ways, because it's all about public health, things like that. But specific modules on pest control, I did an undergrad course, which was over, where it's 3 years plus a year out in local government getting training as well. So it was over 4 years. Whereas EHOs on a master's course, I believe, do it in a year now. So it's really condensed down. So it is superficial training. But the thing with being an EHO is you're not really a specialist in any particular area, or generally speaking, EHOs are not specialists in any particular area. So they don't have in-depth knowledge in any specific area of their remit. They will have a general overview of knowledge. It's only sort of post initial qualification if they want to specialise in, I don't know, whatever it is, whether it's a particular area of their work, whether it's noise pollution or whatever it is. You can go off with diplomas in different aspects, but generally EHOs are known as generalists, or certainly used to be. There has been talk about changing the curriculum so they specialise more during the training, and there are moves towards all of that. They're not expected to be expert or specialists in pest control or anything else. A good grounding, a good overview. But and this ties in. This is where I thought providing some training to them, because I've got a foot in both camps. I'm environmental health practitioner and a pest controller. I'm perfectly pleased to take industry knowledge, my knowledge and expertise of dealing with food businesses, closing food businesses for pest activity, and linking that into the pest side of it. Put together a package that really does benefit them.
No, it sounds great what you're doing. I didn't realise you'd delivered it all over, well, a lot of the country, London, Kent. I didn't realise that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if any EHOs are listening and interested, I'm happy to travel anywhere and deliver it. So,
The EHO, please let me know. I'll be really impressed that you've watched this podcast. So please drop a message if you are an EHO and listening. Oh, I would be. I'll be very impressed.
I'll share it on my LinkedIn, because I've got a lot of EH contacts on there.
Oh, yeah. I will. Yeah. I will share the clips. I will. It was meant to be live on there, but it went wrong because we were a little bit late. But it doesn't matter.
We got there.
It's most of the traffic, to be honest, comes from Spotify and the podcast platforms. Most of it does.
I love listening to podcasts. If I'm basically, I've got my own informal personal policy. If I'm driving for more than 30 minutes anywhere, I will put a podcast on.
Okay.
Less than 30 minutes, I often don't bother, just have music. But more than 30 minutes, podcast goes on.
No, you are right. Sometimes I have half an hour to 45 minutes drive, and when I'm by myself, I put podcasts on. I do.
Yeah.
I do. But
use of your time, isn't it? Constructively. Valuable time.
Yeah. Definitely is. There's been an uptake in people applying for the CPD, though. The British, by the people on the British Pest because I have to press approve. There's been an uptick recently of people. I can't actually tell if they've actually listened to the podcast. It just I just presume they have. So
let's hope we're all
right. But there's been an uptick in that. I just nice that people are listening and they benefit from it. Different way of learning it is. But
everybody brings something to learn from, don't they?
They definitely do. So with your I was thinking this when we were chatting about me potentially trying for my field biologist next year.
Yeah.
You, with the qualifications you've got, surely you could go and audit sites with that degree. Surely you could audit a site of your own if you wanted to.
I guess
you sound more than qualified. You do.
When Christian from BPCA came down last, I think it was November, December time to do our annual audit here.
Yeah.
I ought to look at getting qualified.
You'd find it probably too easy. It's too easy for me.
If I'm honest, I'm happy doing CPD training and short courses and things like that, but I burnt myself out with qualifications and things a few years ago, and I'm quite happy focusing on the business where we are now and things like that.
That's fair enough. It's a big commitment.
If any of the team, I know Gareth's level 3 qualified. If any of the team now or anybody else that joins us in the future wants to go off and do anything like that, I always try and support them, and we'd use it within the business. So
that answers one of my questions, because I know your thoughts would be great on this. Because do you think, obviously, we all see on forums, I say forums, Facebook groups, and people moaning about having to do so many CPD and crew points a year, and now crew points. You obviously, from what I'm speaking to you on here and speaking, we speak a lot. You're all up for continuous professional development, keeping your team and yourself up to date, and even doing new training courses if they benefit the company. I mean,
absolutely. I'm a big advocate of ongoing training, CPD, all that sort of stuff. Matt and Gareth were both down with Pest Fix earlier today, doing because as BPCA member we get 6 free days training with Pest Fix, and Matt and Gareth were down.
We do too, and PTA get the same deal.
Do they?
Yeah, but I won't go.
Yeah, they were down in Chichester today.
Drains?
No, they did David Brown's drain training a few weeks ago.
Sorry, I was thinking of there's another company that was saying they were doing drain training. It wasn't them. Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. But they did David Brown's through Kilgerm. They did David Brown's training a few weeks ago. They were down in Chichester. I put them up in a hotel overnight last night, and they were down at Pest Fix today doing bird proofing training. Nice. Gareth tomorrow is off on, as I say, is working on roof safely course, rope access course. We're off to Pest Tech. I get it right, Pest Tech in Milton Keynes in November, and I encourage them to do training, and I pay for them to do training, and I say to them, if there's any training that they're interested in doing that will, as long as there's a benefit to the business, absolutely, we'll get them on it. So I have good. And to be honest, year on year, I always do far more CPD points than I need with BPCA requirements.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love to hear this approach because it's just making yourself better and better at your job, or trying to be better at your job. It's trying to better yourself, it is, and your company.
And
It
I
is.
do a lot of stuff, business development type stuff as well. I'm always things like that. Yeah. So
Do you go to these like these business networking events? Because I've been invited, but I don't know if it's my scene. Do you go to them business networking events? Do you or not?
I haven't, but I've been to a couple in the last few weeks. I've got one on Thursday or Friday this week.
Okay.
I am over the winter. That's my real business development time of year.
Okay.
So the next few months are real focus on business growth, business development, getting plans together or building on the plans we've got, all that sort of stuff. But but CPD is something I've had to do for years as an environmental health practitioner, a chartered member of the CIEH. I've always had to do CPD anyway for them, and I still have to do that now because I'm a member of them. I used to be a member of IOSH and used to have to do CPD for IOSH as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so CPD is just something I do, but I do it for me. I pick courses and training that I want to learn.
Yeah.
And make sure that fits the boxes that I need to tick for BPCA or CIH or whatever else.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have the same. What is it? 20 points with 3 crew points for BPCA. Same as us, isn't it? Is it the same requirement? Yeah.
Yeah.
But we all get more than that, don't we? I've got 70 odd.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked before, didn't we, about claiming points for podcasts and things like that. To be honest, I don't, because I don't need them.
Well, that's fair enough. I don't. I just like to say at the end of the year, I've got this money. Okay.
That's good. No.
No.
It's a good thing in my book, and I understand people that maybe getting to the end of their career or whatever else that might not want to learn or don't feel they'll learn anything, but I don't hold that view myself.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know we see it on the forums more so much towards these new crew points that it's free of charge to do. It is not a money-making scheme. They're all free. All the courses are.
There's a lot of negativity on forums.
Oh, there is, but I don't reply.
It makes me cross.
I try and help as much as I can when it comes to, but when I reply with information saying, because I quite often tell people, because they bring up the public, I says, well, I've said this multiple times.
Yeah.
Crew's mandate is the pest controllers, the farmers, agriculture. HSE is the public. There's no mandate. I said, you'll never get anywhere unless you can convince the HSE to stop it.
Yeah.
But I said, you won't. But I don't reply anymore. Other people reply now. I get stick if I reply because I'm I'm on the board of directors for MPTA, but I try and help, but I
don't engage with it. You see people tearing each other down. We should be building each other up and supporting each other and encouraging each other, not tearing each other down or moaning about stuff.
Well, no, the only thing I've noticed recently is the people moaning about, I don't know what to do for next year. But the information, people, is everywhere. Just Google it. It's literally there.
It's not difficult.
BPCA have put information out. MPTA have.
Absolutely.
Podcasts have talked about it. It's literally, if you Google it, just type in what you have to do for next year. Just put crew, it tells you. It's everywhere the information is.
I was talking to another local pest who I have very regular contact with, and he was saying, talking to somebody on his doorstep earlier today who didn't know about it, but that's because he's not a member of any association. He doesn't use the internet, so he's not on any Facebook forum like that. But the information is there, and even the suppliers are sending out information. So they
are. Yeah,
a little bubble in your own little world. Yeah.
Well, some people are doing a different route. I know people that are just going to redo the kill germ basic courses every 5 years instead of doing CPD. But if they want to do that, that's fair enough. You can do that. That's part of the. I don't think people are going to redo the RSPH level 2 award in pest management every 5 years. It's too much. It is too much to do.
The rules are there. We've all got to follow the rules, whether we like it or not. So there's no point in just crack on and do it. And yes, if the rules say you can do your 1 day each 5 years, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Equally, if you want to do more than that, that's fine too.
Well, exactly, it is. But I just thought,
get in and change them, don't you? Get on the committees, get in organisations and have some input.
Yeah, you can have input. That's why I joined the MPTA. It wasn't to do with crew, but I just wanted to give it a go. And so far, I've learned a lot. It's been fun.
Yeah.
But let's just say, it's not how you think it is when you're actually behind the closed doors. It's not.
No.
I enjoy it. It's fun. Because honestly, it's really a lot of changes I've suggested have been implemented by MPTA. They have.
Yeah.
You don't always need a board meeting. Some of the stuff is like, and it got approved straight away. But
if you're going to moan, put yourself up for election, or get onto the boards, get onto the committees. I think PPTA and MPTA have various committees now, don't they? That
we have. BPCA have always had committees. Committees is a new thing for the MPTA.
Yeah.
So we've got the UK committee.
Yeah.
We've got a Women in Pest Control committee.
Yeah.
We have got an Island committee.
Okay.
I think we've got a technical committee.
Yeah.
I can't remember any of the others. I'm not in any of them. I'm in the board of directors and the Pest Tech committee. I am.
Yeah, but you're getting input at that level, aren't you? Which is great.
Oh, yeah, but I get, obviously, being at the board director, you get feedback about what all the committees are doing.
Yes.
You do, so you still hear what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
You do. It's all about trying to better the industry, basically. It is.
That's in everybody's interest, isn't it?
It definitely is.
Yeah.
So with your company, where would you, obviously, where do you want your company to go? Do you know, like just grow, or you just?
Funny you say that. I had a meeting this morning with a guy I'm working very closely with at the moment on business planning, forecasting, all that sort of thing. And we've got some aspirational growth plans over the next few years. So and I think I'll make no secret of it to the team here or anything else. That really, I want to be in a position in around about 5 years' time. And I openly say this sort of stuff because I believe it only happens if you verbalise and get out there what you want to do. That is the way to make it happen, because it's almost an open declaration that you're making to yourself, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's only a rough 5 or 6 years. I want to be in a position where I'm not needing to work in the business day to day.
That's what a lot of people aspire to do.
Yeah.
It's a good goal. It's a good goal to have
to get there. But from day one, I've been building the foundations, and this is where I think a lot of people, if they want to do it, you've got to get solid foundations in place. So before I started taking on anybody, as I say, I took on commercial units, so we've got somewhere to work from.
Yeah.
So I made that commitment. At the same time, I got a HR consultant on board, got HR policies, contracts, all that sort of stuff drafted up.
Yeah.
I've drafted a procedure manual, so pretty much everything we do in the business is down in a procedure manual, from answering the phone, dealing with email inquiries, through to what we do on a wasp nest job, on a rat job, on a bee removal. So all of this is written down. So it's not just in my head, it's actually on paper. So we've got a booklet now that staff get, and that works really well. That it's the handbook of what we as IX5 Pest Control do.
Yeah.
And obviously that helps guide people. So rather than having to keep asking me, they can have a look at the staff handbook that we've got. If they forget something or they haven't dealt with something for a while, it's in the handbook, hopefully in the handbook. Yeah. And we review this, I'll try and review it on an annual basis. But also it can act as not that I've needed it, but act as a HR tool. If somebody deviates from our documented procedures, you can use it in that way as well.
Yeah.
Okay. And get all these foundations in place to grow from. So we've got firm foundations to grow from. And now we're working on business planning, forecasting and things for the next 5 years now.
That's good then. It's
exciting times. It
is.
A lot of hard work, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge.
You might get some of your hair back. We're both. I think I'm bolder than you, I reckon.
Well,
I shave.
Mine's a little bit longer, but it's about as long as it is.
I try and shave it off as much as I can.
Do you?
I do. Because I get told by some of the family, like my auntie, oh, you look like a monk, they call me. When you grow it, and it looks terrible. I think
Mine's
for me
when it gets long.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been fun to have you on. Thanks for coming on. It's been a good conversation. I've learned a lot about bee removal, and I'm sure a lot of people took a lot away from this podcast. But yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on, Matt.
Oh, you're welcome. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, it's been good. So,
Have you got anyone you'd want to come on the podcast in the future?
Yeah, following on from, there's a bit of a theme in our conversation today, isn't it, about business growth, business development?
Yeah.
I think a lot of pest controllers need, and not just pest controllers, other small businesses need support from people that have insight into business growth, business development, that sort of thing. So anybody, I mean, there are all sorts of coaches out there, and I've had some business coaching and stuff before. Some of it has been really useful. Some more than others, but anybody that can help with sort of business coaching or business growth, getting down to the nitty gritty of putting together a business plan for that sort of thing. So maybe, I don't think you've had him, but in the back of my mind, somebody like is it Sean Taylor from Pest Force, maybe, or because he
has watched the podcast. I've not actually had him on the podcast, but I'll have to ask him.
Somebody from outside pest control that gets involved in that sort of thing. And I can have a look around for a couple of contacts if you like. Yeah, no,
I'm sure if I asked him, he would. He has listened. He has listened before when some of the Pest Force people have been on.
Yeah, really.
They have.
Yeah, but anybody that's got that sort of experience, so not specifically talking just about pest control, but more the business side of things. Yeah,
no, it's good. It's a good idea. Thanks for that. I'll look into it. I will.
Yeah.
And if you've got any ideas, I'll send me them over. I'll see if I can convince them to come on.
Yeah, that's good. But it's been really enjoyable. Enjoyed every minute of it.
Would you like to mention your business or anything on the back end of it? Would you like to mention anything?
I guess we'll get a flash of the
There you go.
Pens and
pens.
Logo behind me. Logos everywhere. It's brand awareness, you see.
Definitely is. Definitely is, Matt.
Absolutely.
But so thanks for coming on.
You're welcome. And we'll have to meet up for coffee sometime.
We keep saying it. It's been for a long time, but we definitely will at some point. We keep going through and think.
We'll do it over the winter because that's my plan. I'm a business planning and everything else time. So we'll catch up over the winter for coffee. Yeah,
definitely. So right. Thanks, Matt. I'll end the stream now. Thanks, everyone.
Take care, Sean.
Thank you. Cheers.